What's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Kagey is here, back with a friend of the show, Mr. ex-Leeds United himself, Mr. Blackburn Rovers these days, Bradley Johnson. How you doing, Bradley?
I'm good. Good, man. Can't complain. Good. How are you?
Yeah, all good. You know, Premier League football, it's had a bit of ups and downs so far for us this season as Leeds United fans, but you know how it goes. It's good to be there, and hopefully we'll stay there. I think we will. I don't think there's any problems with that.
Yeah, you will.
But yeah, I mean, yourselves, Blackburn, just quickly touching on you guys. You obviously had a bit of it was a heavy defeat the other week. I just want to, never mind the result of that, but it's more the red card itself.
Yeah.
The guy acting like, hey, what did I do? He almost beheaded the guy. That's what he almost did.
Yeah, it was one of them. As soon as he done it, I've been in the game long enough. I knew he was getting sent off, and there was no even question it. Obviously, when you do make a tackle like that as a player, you try everything not to get sent off. Ref, I didn't touch him, but yeah. I knew it was one of them. He's a young boy. He'll learn from it. I was just going up to the ref because previous to that, about literally 30 seconds before that, I thought we should have had a handball on the edge of their box, but it didn't get given, and obviously they broke, and that happens. But yeah, I was complaining to the ref about the handball, but I don't think anyone else was complaining but him. Like I said, if you do, when you're a player, you try and do anything. And he said, I didn't touch him, but boy, you'd get done on the street for GBH if you done that on the street.
He almost beheaded the guy. That was the funny thing. But as we were just saying off air there, and it was one good thing about the Championship, which is something I still enjoy about the league, is that you can lose a game like that very, very badly. And then a few days later, you get a chance of redemption, and you go and beat Sheffield United 3-1.
Yeah. What it is? That's what I said to you. That's why the Championship, I've said to you before, it's one of the hardest and probably best leagues. Not best, obviously I played in the Premier League, but the Championship, for what you get value for money wise, like I said, anyone can beat anyone on any given day. Speaking about the week, yeah, it was after that 7-0 defeat, just the mood around the stadium, like with the fans at the club, because there's been the players there who've been there a long time, the manager's been there a long time, and I think it was the biggest loss in their club history. I think 7-0.
Right.
That's what we got told. So yeah, it was down. We played on the Wednesday night, and Thursday we come in. We looked at the video, and there's a lot that we done wrong. Looked at it, reevaluated, and then again, me being in the game a long time, I'm an experienced player. I just said to the lads, listen, it's gone now. The only thing we can do is write it off and go again on Saturday. And we done that. Sheffield. It was another hard game on paper for us. Sheffield United coming to our place, but the character that the lads showed, and especially in that game, we went 1-0 down within 1 minute. So you can imagine the atmosphere wasn't the best. Some games like that, I said before, some games like that, we've got to raise the atmosphere ourselves, the players on the pitch, because obviously it was all doom and gloom. But if you look back on it now, we had 3 games in a week and we got 6 points. And if you said that before the week, we beat Derby on the Saturday. Then we played Fulham on the Wednesday and lost, and then played Sheffield United and won, and we got 6 points out of 9. So it was a good week in footballing terms. Obviously, no one likes to get beat, and the way we got beat wasn't good. 7-0's never nice to read or look at. It's one of them games where you just want a hole to open up in the pitch and jump in and hide. But no, Fulham were a top team. And we went down to 10 men in the first half, and it was always going to be a hard battle. And but yeah, as I said, we dusted ourselves off. Went again on Saturday and got a great result.
Excellent result. And that's the thing about the Championship. I mean, John H puts it best here. Pound for pound, it's the best and hardest league. But, as a Leeds fan, he hopes we never go back there.
I agree.
It's just so interesting. I mean, you're 7th currently. And, we're talking about Coventry being in the top 6 right now. They're flying as well. It's good to see. I want to see, me personally, from a fan's point of view, I want to see a few different teams come up rather than the Norwiches, the Fulhams and everything else. West Brom, add them in that mix as well.
The thing is with the Championship, you're always going to get the same teams go up there because of parachute payments.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've been involved in the playoffs at Leeds in League One. I've been involved in the playoffs. I don't know how many times I played in a playoff game, and the like I said, the joy of the playoffs, like it's anyone's game. Like last year, Barnsley made the playoffs, and everyone was expecting them to get relegated that season, and they made the playoffs. But I think this year it's a lot. It's open massively. Like you said, we're 7th, but I think there's about 6 teams who are within touching distance of the playoffs. Yeah. That's how tight the league is this year. And as you said, hopefully we can sneak in the playoffs, and a few other teams who, like you said, the Coventries and teams who are not expected to do so well can creep in there as well.
Yeah. And again, Ben Diaz, he's on fire. He's still doing it. He's absolutely killing it. Every time I check your updates, it's Diaz. Diaz is netting them.
Yeah, he's on the biggest wave.
How good has he been since he's come back from Chile?
Yeah, I think going to Chile, I think that's obviously boosted his confidence, and he's come back a better player from playing with better players and stuff. And as you said, confidence is massive in football. Yeah. I've been there before. I've been on a high where I'm scoring goals, I'm playing well, and everything just seems to go for you. And but I've never seen anyone ride a wave like he's riding now. Yeah. I said to you, I think it was in our last show when I said to you about COVID when we played in front of no fans. I think that's helped him build his confidence up, because when he first came here, I wasn't here when he first signed, but my first season here, I don't think he played 2 games in a row. And then we went into COVID, where there's no fans, and then he got into the team, started doing well. And, I've played with him when the fans were there, and, he come from Forest as a young kid with a big price tag. I think that weighed heavy on his shoulders. There's a lot of expectation from him, and he didn't really deliver, and fans got on him. And you could see his confidence going. Like I said to you, I think last time, now he's running with the ball. He'll get it again, do it again. Whereas in COVID, where there's no fans, he would get the ball and lose it. But maybe with the fans there, they'll grow a bit. So next time he get it, he won't do it again. But now, in that COVID, that season we had with no fans, I think really brought his confidence up. We lost our main goal threat last year, and Armstrong this year. Someone's up to fill his boots, and I think Brio's done that. Yeah. And as I said, getting called up to Chile gave him another confidence boost. Scoring for Chile, playing in the Copa America, and now playing in the World Cup qualifiers, still scoring. And I think he scored 14 for us already this season. So he's flying, and it's good to see, because I've seen him not in tears, but I've seen him after games when he's had a bad game. Like, really does affect his confidence, and he was in a bad way. And from that Ben Britton that I've seen 2 years ago to now is a totally different person. Yeah,
I mean, you mentioned that. I mean, it's something that I've noticed with a couple of our players, that I think that the crowds being back has affected them in the other way. I think it's negatively affected them.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious as well, because you can see every time they lose the ball, they're looking up, they're huffing and puffing, where they weren't really doing that last year.
Yeah.
So I think the crowd being back, it's kind of affected some of our players in the other way. But as Tom Gatlin says here, and Poveda got his first goal against Sheffield United. How is Poveda doing?
Poveda, he's my boy, man. He's like a little mini me. He reminds me of myself. he's
wild, man. He's wild.
Yeah,
he's wild.
He reminds me of myself when I was a kid. He's got no fear. I'm from London. He's from London, but he talks proper London. I don't know how you would understand that, like normal. But he's come in. Sort of found it hard. I think similar to like what Bielsa done at Leeds. Where our manager tries to do. If you don't understand the way we play, and if you're not fit enough, you don't play until you understand it. And I think that's what our manager's done with him. He's brought him in. It's a different way of playing to obviously how he was at Leeds. But he's come in. He's got his head down in training. I've seen him do some unbelievable. You can't get the ball off him in training.
Yeah.
When he gets going, running with the ball at his feet, it's like super glue. And he's waited his chance, and he got it on Saturday, and he got an assist, a goal, and he got MOM. So the same with him as well, really. Confidence, he's confident now, and hopefully he can keep that up, and he can stay in the team and get a good run of games. Yeah.
It's good to see, because that's the thing that I think I said it to you on our last show as well. His dribbling is not the problem. That's the good bit, but it's just that bit in the final third that I think was letting him down a bit. So hopefully a good run of games will help him sort that out, because I don't think he hasn't had that at Leeds United, and he obviously never had it before.
And it is hard. It is hard coming in for one game, then dropping out for two, and then coming back in. It is hard. So hopefully, he's still young as well. But hopefully, like I said, now, when you say, when you get the shirt, grab it with both hands. He's certainly done that this last weekend. So I don't know the team for Saturday, but if I'm a better man, he'd be in the team on Saturday, and hopefully he takes it again.
Bristol City away again. That's another championship one. What you just can't call it, man. Like,
no,
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of the championship, and it came up today. You don't have to go into detail because I know you were there, but Derby now -3. Like, for me as a fan looking in, it's just desserts. It's something like karma comes back around. It's happened with Sheffield Wednesday. They tried to spend big and get all the big players on big contracts. Didn't work. They're currently in League One. Derby did a lot of things wrong, and now they're having to pay the price. Any thoughts on your old club there, Derby County?
Yeah, it is sad. I'm coming from a different perspective from you. Obviously, playing for the club and still living in the city. I've got friends who are Derby fans. My kids have grown up in Derby. They look at Derby as their local club. I still live in Derby, so yeah, it's sad to see people around the city, see close friends. It does affect, as you said there, you're a fan of Leeds. If it happened to Leeds, well, it did. It would affect you as well. Yeah, it did. Yeah. And it affects everyone. So it is sad to see. And obviously being an ex-player, going back there last week, seeing the fans and stuff like that, it is sad to see. But as you said there, like, I don't know all the ins and outs of everything that goes on the back of football, but as you said there, they've done wrong and it's caught up on them now. But I think the lads, I think it's one of them things, where it's been looming over them that they're going to get another 9 points. I think they just wanted it out of the way, done and dusted, so they could know. Yeah, so they can know where they stand now. This is it. There's nothing else is going to happen to them. They know now they're on. What they on -3 or 4?
-3.
Yeah, so a total of 21 points they got deducted, weren't it?
Yeah, with 3 suspended as well. So
yeah, so they know what they're dealing with now, and they can obviously they can still try and fight to stay up. It's going to be a hard task for them. I think they're 18 points from 4th from bottom. It's going to be hard, but they know what's happening now. The punishment, the players and the management and stuff can just concentrate on this year now, and as I said, hopefully try and stay up, and if not, then rebuild again.
Yeah,
I mean, clubs have been there before, as you said.
Yeah,
I was at Leeds when I come the season, we had that 15 points deduction. So clubs have been there before, and come out the other side of it. It's just hard being there, and hopefully they do come out on the other side of it.
Yeah.
But hopefully for me, but you got different.
For you, yeah. From me, at least they have the binoculars in the semi-finals to keep them warm. That's what I like.
No comment.
John wants to know, Brad, have you ever scored a goal as good as that screamer against Arsenal in the Cup? And it doesn't count that one you did in training, which was
just about to say that. Did you see the one in training the other day?
If you haven't seen it, go to Bradley's IG. I think he's posted it on his page. It was absolute.
It's on the
Blackburn's
club. Yeah.
Woo.
Have I ever scored a goal as good as not as good as that? No way. I don't think I've hit a ball cleaner than that. No way. I've scored a good few screamers, but not like that in front of her. The disappointing thing for me is that I couldn't celebrate it because we were losing. Even though I should have celebrated it.
I should have.
Yeah. I should have, yeah. But we were losing, and when you get one goal, you think, right, get the ball back and get to the centre circle, and we'll go again. But we were playing Arsenal, man.
But inside you're like, yes.
Being an Arsenal fan as well, scoring against them and getting released from them at 15, it was like, it was a good feeling for me. And I packed Ellen Road. When that went in, the roof raised. So no, I've never scored a goal as good as that. I've scored a few good goals. I scored a good goal against Norwich. Against Ipswich for Norwich. But that was inside the box. But no, not as good as the Arsenal goal.
Not as clean as that. And listen, speaking of celebration, this moves on to Harry Maguire and the hot topic about his celebration the other day. He's obviously getting a lot of stick because the performances haven't been great.
Yeah.
And he took it out on he was playing for England and he celebrated with the old fingers and ears and, hiding that. And you're an active player, and obviously you've obviously gone through bouts of stick throughout your career, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I just remember I liken it to when we had Russ McCormack at Leeds, and we was absolutely awful. We were awful. We weren't getting any shots on target. It was dreadful football. I think it was when Warnock was here or McDermott. Either way, it was terrible football, and we weren't getting no shots. And he finally scored a goal after a run of games where we were doing nothing. And instead of celebrating with the crowd and emotions, he's shushing everyone. And it's like, wait a minute, you guys have been playing terribly, and you want to shush us after you got one goal in how many games? But you, as a player, you tell me, was Maguire justified, or does it not matter, or what?
For me personally, it's something I wouldn't do.
Right.
I wouldn't do that personally because, let's be honest, like he knew what he was doing. I know he come out and after and said, "Oh, it was just a knee slide." He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
But on the flip side of it, I'm a player and I do get criticism myself, obviously, but not at that sort of level of him.
Yeah.
Like the whole country, obviously at Man United, he's not been doing well. So I can get why he's frustrated in that. But I think for me, personally, it's not something I would do. I just scored a goal and, as you said, celebrate it as I've just scored a normal goal. I would never shush the crowd or anything. Because again, like you said, you could score one goal and then go back to your club and then still have a stinker. And then it's like, what have you done that for? But
yeah,
I can see why he done it for the criticism, but it's something that I don't agree with. I wouldn't do. But I've said I've been in clubs before where loads of players have shushed the crowd and you don't win anything from it.
No.
And so it's just tit for tat, really. Like fans obviously got their opinions and entitled to that because, as I said, they pay their hard-earned money to come and watch us play, and they want to see us perform. But on the flip side of that, we're only human. We're gonna have bad games. We're gonna have good games. So you got to just take it as it comes. We're gonna have good games, but we know that we're strong enough and mentally strong enough to put performances in and hopefully get a good run of games. But
yeah,
I said that I've been there where players have done it at crowds and you don't gain anything from it. You scored a goal, which, as you said, you should be celebrating with the fans, but everyone goes home and talks about, did you see him shush us? And you're not going to win.
It took the attention away from the opening goal. And because he's at Man United, he's just magnified it. And that's just natural. They're the biggest club, one of the biggest clubs in the world. Yeah. And it was Roy Keane that got on him. So you're talking about somebody that's been there, knows what it takes. So it's not like it was from a nobody. It's from somebody that knows what it takes to do that.
Somebody who's still attached to the club. He still loves the club and play for the club. So he was probably seeing that as you fans do as well and got irritated by it. So it's as a player, you're not going to win anything. You're not going to gain anything out of it. So it's something that I said personally I wouldn't do, but he's done it.
Because he's not playing for my club, I didn't get irritated. I'm more amused by it and the pressure that he's put himself under now for the next few league games.
Yeah.
So he's got to have spotless games coming up now. But talking about the England centre backs, somebody that you work with at Derby, Fikayo Tomori, for me is the best English centre back out right now. Like when you're talking form, what he's doing, he's a starter in AC Milan. They love him over there, by the way. They absolutely love Tomori over there. How is he not getting in this England team?
It is. As I agree with you there. It is a shame that he's not getting a look in. I don't know if it's a case of out of sight, out of mind, where he's playing in another country and he's not really getting, like you say, the Premier League's on bloody every single day in this country and everyone can see it and they can go to games. But I don't know if it's a case of that. But if you look at it, I think, was it Klopp who had a moan up not so long ago where someone got picked and they didn't play a minute for their club. And
I think it was Stones, yeah. And if you look at it that way, and people come out and say you should get picked on form, which I agree with. You should get picked on form. Then why is he not in the squad? Yeah,
and then like you said, you got people there who are not playing for their clubs, but fix playing week in week out every minute for AC Milan and doing well. And he's English, and he should be in the England squad.
Absolutely, because the thing is, it kind of mixed messages with the picked on form, because he's picked Aaron Ramsdale, he's picked Conor Gallagher, who are both on tremendous form right now. But then Fikayo Tomori, he's not even there, but yet Conor Cody and all these. It's just very, very odd to me, just very odd, because when you've got somebody like that balling on the continent, it shouldn't be ignored. It should actually give you a few extra credit points because he's doing it in another league, another language, and he's coping more than fine. But yeah, it's a weird one. Kasper Schmeichel, by the way, another one of your ex-teammates. Just before we talk about Kasper, Tom Gatlin's asking, how good was the atmosphere in the dressing room after the League One promotion win at Ellen Road against Bristol Rovers?
Good was it at full time?
Yeah. In the dressing room afterwards, yeah.
It was, as I said, I've been in promotion teams before, and it's going to be easy for me to sit here and say, oh, that was the best one just because it was Leeds and I'm on this channel. But no, it was because of I think so much because of the day and how things went. You know, at halftime, we were like, oh, we've fucked it up because we obviously Max got sent off.
Max, yeah.
And we were like, oh no, we've blown it. And then, you know, during the game you can hear, because I think that day between us, Swindon, Millwall, and it was kept on switching. I think Millwall were winning and Swindon were winning. And then when we went 1-0 down, we could hear the crowd moaning and groaning. And then going over to the bench, people were like, oh, Millwall are winning, we're not going up. And even some of the Bristol Rovers players were saying it to us, oh, Millwall are winning, you lot have fucked it up. You're in the playoffs now. Sorry for swearing.
It's okay.
But it was just for the whole day, and obviously you can't beat a full house at Ellen Road. I don't care what anyone says, whatever stadium you play in. You know, we was in League One, but it was still a full house. And for the way it went, you know, coming out the second half, then going down a goal within, I think it was 2 minutes. Yeah. And then Johnny coming on, scoring the goal, and then Bex getting the winner. And then, you know, I think the ref, before he blew the whistle, he was telling everyone get to the tunnel because he knew the fans. And it's ironic because I still got a picture up in my house. No, I should go downstairs and show you a picture of me when I'm up fist pumping. The fans. And it says on the big board, it says keep off the pitch. And I think everyone knew that was not going to happen. Yeah. And, the ref was coming up to us and saying, you boys better get over to the tunnel because I'm going to blow the whistle now. And you can see all the Bristol Rovers players running over towards the tunnel, and then he blew the whistle. And then when everyone come on the pitch, I remember I got pictures there. My dad was on the pitch with my cousins, my brothers. It was one of the best nights ever. And obviously we celebrated well for a few days after that in Leeds with a few fans and stuff. So yeah, it was a great atmosphere, a good day. Good.
Where do we go next? Kalvin Phillips. He's now an very much established England international now. He's been on Gogglebox. He's the England.
Every time I put on my TV, I can't stop seeing him now. Huh?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm going to say. If you text him now, will he answer you back, or will it be his agent saying Kalvin's not taking your messages no more?
No, I think it'll be him. I'm hoping it'll be him. No, I spoke. The last time I spoke to him was at the first game of the season, the Man U game. I went to the game and I see him after the game. So I ain't spoke to him since then, but I'm hoping he'll still reply back to my messages.
The guy has moved on. Like the JD advert now, he's at the end with Trent Alexander-Arnold now. He's in a whole different stratosphere.
Yeah, and you know what? The thing with Calvin is that, you know, when people they make it from here and go to there, he'll still be the same. He will still be the same. Calvin, he's so humble. You know, he's a family man. He loves Leeds, and he'll still be humble. So as you said there, will he reply to my message? I'm 100% sure he'll reply to my message because all that hype, it won't change him. You know, he knows where he come from. He knows how hard he's had to work to get there, and he won't let that go to his head.
Yeah, that's the same as, because unfortunately, as you can imagine, you know what Leeds is like.
Yeah.
When he's now getting a bit of fame outside of Leeds United, people are thinking that maybe his head might get a little big. But hey, listen, guys, it would just be like me if I ever get sponsored by Supermalt. I would hope that you would be happy for me. Now, Brad, come on now.
I know what that is. A few people might not know what Supermalt is on it. I don't know.
Nah, they probably won't, but they will get to know as I got Supermalt in my hand and all that. But I would hope that they would be happy for me and know I'm not selling out. It's just an extra bag that I need. Yeah. So yeah, it's just I can imagine what you've just said there, Brad. I don't think it will change him in that way.
Nah, not one bit.
And he's still talking about signing a new contract at Leeds. And look where we are on the table. So if he does that, guaranteed it will probably have a minimum fee release clause, and he's more than entitled to that.
Yeah.
But the fact that he would still consider signing a new contract, considering where we are, considering where he should be right now, because his stock it's through the roof right now.
Yeah.
I think that tells you more about him than seeing him in a JD advert or Gogglebox or whatever. So people just remember, man, Kalvin's a local guy that does love Leeds United. But if he does move on, it will be with the best wishes because he deserves to play top level football, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, I agree. Totally agree with everything you said there.
Yeah. Josh Cavallo came out a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month or so ago now. Josh Cavallo is a player, an active football player that is gay. And he came out. And I remember I did a video on here a couple of months ago when an NHL player, active ice hockey player, came out. And for me, it's good that he's come out, and I hope that he encourages more. But what I want to see with this kind of thing now is where it's just the norm, where they don't have to announce anything.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say. It's mad that we're talking about, he's just come out now. But in this day and age and everything, it shouldn't be a case of, he's come out now. It should, as you just said, it should be the norm. And I'm not going to sit here and say it's a brave thing for him to do, to come out, because it is for him because of obviously society and stuff, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be a brave thing. It should just be embraced by what you are, what you believe, or what you want to be. Like, it shouldn't be a case of he's scared to come out and, like, you know, as you just said there, hopefully it helps people who are in the same situation talk about, but it shouldn't be like that. You know, it was bound to happen sooner or later, you know, the first player to come out, but it shouldn't, you know, it's been a stigma for about 3 or 4 years now where, the first openly gay player is going to come out like it's a big story. It shouldn't be a big story.
No.
And, you know, I wish him all the best and good luck to him. And I think I read something not so long ago where he come out and he said that he's scared to go to he plays for his national team, don't he?
I believe so. I don't really know too much about him, in all honesty.
I think I read something that he's scared to go to the World Cup because of all the
Qatar,
he's scared to go there. And, you know, it's just sad to, you know, read this stuff about how someone's feeling because of their choice in life. Like, it shouldn't be that way. And, you know, as I said, hats off to him for coming out. And, you know, it was a big decision for him, but it shouldn't have been, if that makes sense.
Yeah, for me, these kind of stories, I don't think it's gonna be in our lifetime. I think it's gonna be this next generation onwards where it's just gonna be a regular thing, just like a mixed race couple walking down the road. You don't have to announce that, you know, anything else like that. And that's what I'm hoping for, because you shouldn't have to go through anything like that just because your sexual orientation isn't straight. So, and hopefully the football, but you know what football crowds are like.
Yeah.
You even hear the Brighton chants. You know what I mean? It's actually mad what people chant against Brighton. But just so that's just, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that, and I'm with you. Hopefully one day it can just be something where they're at a football awards. They don't even need to say, "Oh God, are you gay?" It's just another day, another dollar.
But then again, touching on what you just said there about, you know, the football fans and the Brighton stuff. I played for Brighton. I was down there from Leeds.
Man, you've had a lot of clubs, man. Jesus,
not that many compared to some, you know. I was down there alone, and I did hear it. But I think in this day and age now, you know, fans are more sensible now. You just get the odd few who are just, I call them stupid, who will say the chant. But I think now in this day and age, you know, I'm hoping that there's sensible people in there. If people in the stadium, in the crowd, heard anyone say anything like that, they would shut them up there and then. It shouldn't be a case of the player having to go and report them. And that's the society that we're in now. I think it will change. I don't think, you know, if he went to a game or he was playing, he'll get that. What's that? More clubs than Tiger Woods. Hey, listen, I can name my clubs on one hand.
No, you can't.
No, two. Northampton.
Yeah.
I will count Northampton. No, Cambridge. I made one appearance for Cambridge. Should we count that?
It still counts. Counts.
Cambridge, Northampton.
Mm-hmm.
Loans. Loans. Stevenage, Ebbsfleet, then Leeds, then Brighton. Brighton back to Leeds. Norwich, Derby, Blackburn. 9. That's not bad.
Didn't you go Middlesbrough?
No.
No? You didn't?
No.
Oh.
9 clubs. In what? What's that? 17 years? 16 years?
All right. We'll let you off on that one there.
Who said that? More clubs than Tiger Woods. Take that back.
John H. Take it back.
John H.
Take it back. But yeah, just quickly as well. Kasper Schmeichel, he came out a couple of weeks ago before we played Leicester, and he was talking about how he didn't feel accepted by Leeds fans because of obviously his dad being Peter Schmeichel, Manchester United legend. But I don't remember it being like that, and maybe, and I don't believe I romanticized anything like that, because I remember being gutted that we gave Leicester the bait special of 1.5 million for such a good goalkeeper.
Is that how much Leeds sold him for? I didn't know how much he sold him for.
Yeah, approximately. You know what it? You know, he probably paid for that cladding in the stadium. You know how it was going. But that's all I remember. I remember people being disappointed that Kasper was leaving.
He was unbelievable for Leeds when he was there. I personally being with him and playing with him that season, I didn't get that impression that the Leeds fans, what did he say? Didn't give him the love.
Yeah, I think just paraphrasing, I think he just didn't feel that he was ever accepted at Leeds United because of who his dad was. But I don't recall that, and I genuinely don't. No. And I'm not really one to stick up for people if they've done something wrong, but I generally don't remember that.
I don't agree with that either. I didn't when my time there. That whole squad, everyone was loved. You know, we done well that season in the champ. Our first season back in the champ, we done well. So yes, I don't know if he's heard it from one person or two people and just taking it by that. But
I mean, if he means once he left, you know what? Some fans are like, once you leave the club, you're fair game for any kind of abuse.
Yeah.
But for me, when he was there, I was gutted that he was sold. And when you find out the fee, and we didn't even reinvest it.
I didn't know that, the fee. Yeah, I didn't know that. And obviously, it's even more gut wrenching when you see how well he's done now from there. But
yeah, I mean, I always knew he was going to be a good goalkeeper, but he was even better than I expected. Yeah, he was tremendous, man.
He's good, and as I said, I've played with many keepers, and he's up there with one of the best. He's kicking. As I said, he used to join in training, like as in joining possessions, and I think credit to him because I think he was not so far ahead, but he had that different mentality from English goalkeepers. He was always joining in possession and wanted to be an outfield player, and now keepers have to do that. You know, maybe it was a foreign thing, you know, coming from another country and stuff like that. But he's been over here for how many years before he come to Leeds? But he always was in the possessions, and as I said, obviously he couldn't move as quick as the players, but his brain and his feet and his passing was as good as some of our players.
Yeah, that's what I remember about him, and I just knew that he was going to get better. And God, it's criminal some of the prices we've sold our players for, or let go on a free.
Yeah. Well, not by choice, but we won't get into that. We won't get talking about that old man again.
No, man, let's forget about him. But just before we go out, I just want to speak about a couple of Championship players that have been linked with Leeds in recent times, and one that I'm very much for is John Swift of Reading. This guy, since the season started, stayed fit. And it's his technique. It's his all-round technique, and he's another one of these, like as you've seen with Eze, Ben Rama, Elise, that have come up to the Prem and have just fit in. And I do believe he's going to be one of those as well.
Yeah, we played against him this year. We actually beat Reading this year, but he played in that game, and obviously I didn't play the game, but obviously watching the videos and stuff before him, he was obviously their key player who we looked at. And I didn't know his numbers before that game, his goals and his assists as well.
Yeah.
And it don't matter if you're playing a game and you lose a game, you can still see who a good player is and who a good player is. And he was their best player by far.
Miles, yeah.
Yeah, by far. And I think has he had injuries in the past, I think.
But he's adjusted his training.
Yeah.
And his diet, and you can see now he's played a run of games now, unlike what he hasn't done before.
Yeah,
this is his last year of his contract as it is, so he can leave for free next summer.
Okay, yeah. So he's a good player. Has he been linked to Leeds?
Yeah, as well as Wolves, I believe. I think that's one of my people said that he's been linked with Wolves, but you can see why. Not everyone in the champ can make the jump up, but you can see that there's certain things in certain players, and he's got it.
As I said, you can see a player in any game you play in, even if you're on a losing team or a winning team, you can always see. Like with him, he's comfortable on the ball.
Yes.
He plays in the pockets and behind the midfield like them. I hate players who play like that behind where you can't see him, and plays in the pocket, and he's always wants the ball, receives it nice. He's good at dribbling with the ball. He scored a few goals where he's picked up the ball from midfield and run past like 3 or 4 set pieces. Yeah, and he's comfortable on the ball, and he's got obviously his assists. He can find the pass, and and nowadays midfielders' game is to score goals, and he scores goals as well. So I won't sit here and say he's got everything because I don't know much about him, but his numbers speaks for itself. He's got a lot of assists and a lot of goals this year already. Yeah,
and another one is a very young prospect that I saw playing on loan at Lincoln before I saw him at Nottingham Forest, and that's your namesake Brennan Johnson. Have you seen much of him?
I've watched them twice on TV. Forest. I think the game I watched him in was Coventry game. He scored. Did he score? He scored that game.
He either scored or assisted.
He assisted for Lau Taylor, didn't he? Picked up the ball and he was lightning quick. And it's funny you say that because after that game I was speaking to, we've signed a kid, Teo from Lincoln, and he was there with him last year and he raves about him. He says he's unbelievable. And I think, he's done well this year, and I think he's only young as well. So it is hard. But then again, you say, can these people make the jump? But you don't know until you try them out, really.
That's it, yeah. And also but hold on, just before Tom Gatlin's asking, I mean, this is a bit of it's a tough question, but what is your toughest game physically you've played in?
Ooh.
Does anyone stick out for you?
Yeah, playing against Man City, Yaya Toure.
Well, there you go. Yeah. Oh man, what a player!
I think it was that year he scored like 20 odd goals from midfield. I played against
and about 20 something assists as well.
Yeah, he picked up the ball right, and it's funny because obviously Delphi as well. I speak to Fabian Delph still. He scored a goal. Remember the goal he scored against Aston Villa, where he picked up the ball from probably in his own half and ran through that straight down.
Yeah.
And it's funny because on that video, Fab is trying to kick him, chop him down, trying to take him out. He kicks him about 3 or 4 times. He carries on running. He done the exact same thing to me at Norwich. Picked up the ball in the halfway line, ran, and I was trying to grab him, kick him, and he wouldn't go down. And then, but for me, he passed it, and then they still scored from it. And I remember him running past me. He's like, you try to kick me down after. But not even that. He, as you said there, he scores goals. He's strong, big, strong, quick. He's the toughest player I've ever played against, Yaya Toure.
Fair. No, that's a fair question, man, because I love Yaya Toure. I think he's so disrespected. Yeah, he's disrespected to me because it's not just that he was strong. The guy was technically gifted, man. Oh my days.
And I think, because of how he is, his stature, because he's tall and like dangly.
Pace and power.
Yeah, that's all you people say, but his feet were unreal. And again, a midfielder who you don't really come across many midfielders now who every time they get the ball, they want to take you on. He could take you on, power past you, and I said, I tried to grab him, literally physically grab him. And he was probably running with me on his arm. That's how strong he was. So, he's the toughest player I've played against.
Okay, and just as we close off, just a couple more things. Ben Diaz, obviously we mentioned him earlier, but if he does get any interest in January, would you tell him, listen, Ben, stay where you are. Let's get up together.
Being selfish,
yeah,
being selfish, yeah. But again, football's football, man, and we sold Adam Armstrong this season.
Hold on a minute, you cut out there. Can you just repeat that?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
I know. I said, being selfish. I said, football's football. At the end of the day, now we sold our top goal scorer last year, Adam Armstrong, with a year left on his contract. I think Brio's got maybe this year, and maybe I think the club have got an option. So I think the club will take the option up.
Yeah.
But again, players want to play in the best leagues. Hopefully he can do that with us, and that's being selfish. But again, you can't stand in anyone's way. The way he's playing now, I'm sure there'll be a handful of Premier League, and not just Premier League, South American clubs, Spanish clubs.
There will be some Spanish interest now. It's crazy, but there will.
So hopefully he can stay with us. Yeah, I'd say, being selfish, I'd say sit tight and help us get back to the Premier League. Help me have one more shot in the Premier League, and then you can go. But it's football. You know how it goes. money talks, and if they get a good offer for him, and they could take it, because they sold Adam Armstrong last year with a year left on his contract.
Yeah, absolutely. And, Mark Jones saying, Bradley, what a player for us. Need a player like you now in the middle. And somebody did ask earlier, so I will ask you, how do you think you would have got on with Bielsa's training?
What, now?
Yeah.
I'll probably be
broken. We can't take you at 24 now. So, yeah.
No. If I was, younger, I would. No, and it's one of them things. Did I say that to you before? I said I would love to have tried it. I'd love to have been on because I speak to, when I see the lads like Kalvin and Adam Forshaw and Luke Aylen, I speak to them all the time, and they're like, "What's it like?" And I said to you, we had Barry Douglas at our place last year, and
yeah, you did. Yeah,
he said it is intense, but if you do it right, he'll get you in the best shape and playing the best football of your career. So I would love to have tried it. I'd love to have played underneath him. Yeah, and I think I would have done okay underneath him. Yeah. Yeah.
So you speak to Adam Forshaw now, yeah?
Yeah. So we speak to Adam.
Yeah. Well, look, from me, I didn't think we was ever going to see this guy again. I thought this was just the ghost of Forshaw that kept on being mentioned. Yeah. But he's come back after a couple of years out with a hip injury. Yeah, and he played really well. Yeah, I know, but he played really well in the last game. And for me, it's just a hope that he can keep that up, because we do need somebody like him in our midfield at this current time. So shout out to Adam Forshaw for getting back after 2 years of hell.
And then, you know what, it's not just that, it takes a lot of strength mentally as well to go through injuries like that. And I know I saw his interview after the game the other day, and he thanked everyone, fitness coaches, all the staff, his wife, because it would have been hard for her. Yeah, I know he has as well. It would have been hard for her, putting up with him, because I pulled my calf and I'm out for 3 weeks or something, and I'm a nightmare to my wife. So being out for 2 years, I know it would have been hard for him and her as well. The strain it puts on your family. So yeah, he's done well to come back. And as I said, knowing him as well, I know what he's about. He's a good player. I played against him when he was at Brentford before. He's an unbelievable player. And for me now, and hopefully for Leeds, that he can stay fit as well and carry on the form now.
That's it. Yeah, it's all about keeping fit, and it is asking a lot because of just how we play. But hopefully, he's got all that out of his system now, and going forward, we can get, just get the best out of him and give him another contract. I think I'm not a sentimental guy. People on my channel know that, but you can always do with somebody like that in your squad. Yeah. It doesn't have to be a starting 11, but in your squad, you need somebody like that around. Yeah. And I'm fully aware of that in terms of characters needed. And there's not much more character you can get than being out for nearly 2 years and coming back to the Premier League. So, absolutely. Let me just a reminder for people in the stream, if you're on the stream now, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. And we're just going to finish off, Bradley, with your picture with Colin Kazim that you guys had. Colin Kazim's at Derby County now. Yeah. You're at Blackburn. And it just, you tell the story behind the picture, because I thought it was a nice touch.
Well, no, me and Colin, we've known each other from, say, 6, 7 years old. And, growing up, we're from the same area. We always wanted to be football. We grew up in like a community estate stuff, and we were known as cousins. Me and Colin are cousins. Our family, my mum and dad, them two are best friends. So we are like family. We're not blood related, but we're family. Like
your family, yeah.
We're family. He's godfather to my kids. I'm godfather to his kids. And we started together at the same Sunday League team, Interwood, back home in East London. And then we went to Arsenal together. He left Arsenal and went to Wimbledon. Now, who was the guy who said I've had more clubs than Tiger Woods?
John H.
Yeah, now this is the guy who's had more clubs than Tiger Woods. So we was at Arsenal from 10. And so I think, playing with each other from 6 years old, we'd never, ever played against each other. And it was always, not always a thing that we wanted to do. We obviously wanted to play together for a professional team. But obviously he left England when did he leave England? So he was at Bury, and then he got bought to Brighton. I could be here saying all the clubs that he's gone for.
I think he left for Turkey from Sheffield United.
Yeah, Sheffield United, but I think he was only 19 or 20.
Yeah.
So he left at 20. And obviously when I got released from Arsenal. I went through whatever I went through. I lost interest in football, but he was the one who keep on telling me, Sam Bradley, keep it up. Like, you've got a talent and stuff. So I've got a lot of respect for him for that. We're best friends. We're family. And, you know, it was just not emotional, but it was a good day. You know, both our family, my mum and dad come up to the game. His mum and dad come up. We had all our family at the game. You know, I started the game. He didn't start, but being on the same pitch, it was weird. It's weird. Both our families in the stadium watching us, and you know, man, I had to mark him from corners. It was just one of the surreal moments. You know, where he's 35, I'm 34, and we ain't played together or played against each other for 20 odd years, and to go full circle to his career, what he's had, and my career, what I've had to come back now and live in the same city. Obviously, he lives in Derby, so I live in Derby as well. His kids and my kids ain't seen each other for 9 years because he's been away for that many years. We obviously in the holidays we'll go out and see him, but now they live around the corner. They're at my house every single week. Yeah, you know, it's just one of them things that, you know, it's, as I said in the photo, to many it might not mean too much, but for me and him it meant a lot. That photo of me and him being on the same pitch and our families in the stands watching us.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to mention it, just so, again, you know, we talk about football and footballers and like their pieces and assets and things like that, and that's just a nice human story to hear of, because I felt it through the picture. I could tell that what it was about, you two being longtime boys and just having that bond and finally getting on the pitch together. So I just wanted everyone to hear that, man. So you're just hearing that, you know, footballers aren't just waiting for money to hit their bank account. There is emotion behind the game as well. So it's good of Brad to tell that story here.
Yeah, and it's not just that as well. It's like when I put that photo up, I got a lot of messages from friends who are still back home in East London, and they're like, "Oh, you two gave me inspiration to make it," and stuff like that. So we've got a lot of kids from East London who are playing football now, like League One or League Two, and they message us saying, "Oh, you two gave us inspiration from growing up in East London, from growing up where we grew up in Leighton, to keep going at football." And you know, it's getting them little messages like really touch you, and like he's the same. So he'll say the same about me. So it was a good day for us, and obviously it was a better day for me because we won. But after the game, you know, he come around to my house and we had dinner. His mum and dad were here all night, and I spoke to him today. And I'll just say it's just weird now, being away for so long and now being in the same, within 10-minute drive of each other. It's just surreal.
Yeah, man, it's good stuff, man. Good stuff. But yeah, Brad, listen, if there's anything else, have you got anything that you want to plug or anything else like that?
No, I'm all good, man. As I said, I appreciate you bringing me on again. Once was good, we had to do it twice. So no, it's a pleasure coming on, man. I like doing this stuff.
Yeah, actually, this is your hat trick. I think this is your third appearance. Is
really?
it?
No, second.
Is it the second one? Well, you know, me and Maths never got along, so. But I tell you what,
I'll get a hat trick ball then if I come on again. Yeah, you do it like Soccer AM. Get a hat trick ball. I'll get a super malt. You can get me a super malt if I come on again.
Super malt, please sponsor me. Yeah, I can send one to Brad. Are you a super malt fan? Let me just get this clear. Yeah, you're a super malt guy. Yeah.
I've had it before. I know what it is. It's not something I'll go out and buy.
I don't like this answer.
I've had it before. It's not bad.
Fair enough. But listen, people, I'll be back on Friday at 3:30 in the afternoon with Michael Bridge from Sky Sports. We'll be previewing the Tottenham Leeds game. So if you're around at 3:30, please join us for that one. Thank you once again to Bradley, friend of the show, friend of the channel. It's been another great conversation. And listen, people, look out for us on socials. IG, Bradley Johnson, easy to find. He's Mr. Verified. I'm Kagey Vision on IG. Please find me there. And yeah, until the next time, people, peace out.